Welcome to Acme TimeNet. We're recruiting time pilots, and we want to know if you've got the right stuff. Why? Because we've got a major problem, that's why. Carmen Sandiego, the world's most notorious thief, just stole our chronoskimmer, the only time travel device on the planet. She's using it to send her horde of hoodlums back in time. History is all out of whack. Here's how you can fix it. Wherever the chronoskimmer goes, it leaves a time tunnel, a passage between two holes in the fabric of time. Your job is to jump through those tunnels and find Carmen's cronies wherever they've landed in history. Once you're there, you hunt them down, bust them, and put history back on track. Here's the portal that leads to the first tunnel. Jump on in and I'll give you more details while you travel. You won't be on your own. I've sent an Acme good guide along to help you. Here's Antiquity now. She's got your chronopedia and your Acme time cuffs. Carmen always leaves a note telling her crooks where to hide, so collect any note scraps you may find. And here's the most important thing. Carmen and her creeps have messed up history, so do the world a favor and set things straight.
Whoa, time traveling always gives me a head rush. Cool! Hi there, pilot. I'm Antiquity, your trusty Acme good guide. We're in ancient Egypt, circa 1490 BCE. That's over 3,000 years backwards in time. We'd better get investigating. Just tap on that boatman to talk with him. Then select a question to ask him. Oh, and remember, I'm here to help. If you get stuck, you can ask me for advice anytime. 3,000 years of human history doesn't mean much to those stars. They've been shining for millions of centuries. The Great Pyramid is considered the best crafted structure on Earth. It's made of thousands of huge stone slabs, carefully fitted together. It's a staggering feat.
The Sphinx is a curious old creature with a pharaoh's head and a lion's body. It was built during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu in the Old Kingdom over 1,000 years ago. Now that's old. The Nile River floods once a year, and our farmers use irrigation canals to bring the life-giving water to their crops. The annual flood is a big event in Egypt.
The Nile flood also washes up a fertile black mud, great for farming. This mud was so important to the Egyptians that the color black represented life.
My trusty boat can outrun a crocodile any day, which is good because the Nile has lots of crocodiles.
Those look like unlit torches.
Welcome, strangers. You can talk to me by selecting any of the questions below. Who, you ask? Why, Hatshepsut is the great queen and pharaoh of Upper and Lower Egypt. A pharaoh is a descendant of the gods who rule over all the people of Egypt. The very name yields a clue. The word pharaoh means greatest house, and all the great pharaohs live in splendid houses indeed. Palaces, really. It seems that Hatshepsut cannot properly bury her recently departed husband, the revered pharaoh Thutmose II. She needs the Egyptian Book of the Dead to prepare her husband's mummy. But the book has vanished. Some say that a strangely attired rogue stole the book outright. The theft has sent a shockwave up and down the Nile. Certainly, but first you must assist me. That sack on the riverbank contains my supplies for preparing mummies. Please move it onto my craft.
To move that bag, pilot, click down and hold. Then drag it up onto the boat.
I thank you for carrying my provisions on board. It will be darkest night by the time we land, so please take one of my spare torches from the boat. You'll need it. All is in order. Now my oars will carry us to Hatshepsut's temple.
We're ready to shove off. Take another look around if you like. If not, let the boatman know we're ready to cruise the Nile.
Hello again. Can you believe the troubles besetting poor Queen Hatshepsut? As you wish. Hold on while I push off.
What a smooth trip down the Nile. Well, here we are at the temple. The woman over there must be Hatshepsut.
Blessed star! By watching Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, I can make a yearly calendar. I can also predict when the Nile will flood its banks. Only we pharaohs have this secret information.
This ability to create calendars and predict the flooding of the Nile helped convince ancient Egyptians that the pharaohs were gods.
These myrrh trees weep precious oils valued for their healing properties and scented smoke. My traders brought them back from their voyage to Punt.
The voyage to Punt, near Somalia, brought back rare woods, precious oils, and detailed information about African plants and animals. Murals of these African species can still be seen on the walls of Hatshepsut's temple in the 20th century.
The magnificent temples of Egypt are all the rage nowadays. They're much more popular than those stuffy old-fashioned pyramids. My temple at Deir el-Bahri is the grandest of all.
Queen Hatshepsut built many monuments, but when Thutmose III succeeded her, he destroyed most of them. This temple is the only one that will survive to the modern age, where it's considered a perfect monument to Egyptian art. That flaming torch may serve to enlighten our investigation.
Good day, travelers. Have you come to offer aid? All is in crisis. First, my husband, Pharaoh Thutmose II, passed from this life. And now I cannot even arrange for his safe passage to the next world because someone has stolen the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead is not just any book. It helps us Egyptians prepare a body into a well-preserved mummy. The book is then entombed with the mummy to serve as guide in the afterlife. If not properly mummified, my husband will be vulnerable to evil spirits. Only the Book of the Dead can guide and protect him in the realm of the dead. And who are you that you do not know? I am His Majesty, Makare Hatshepsut, esteemed pharaoh over the upper and lower lands of Egypt. Indeed, I am a woman, but since Egyptian pharaohs are typically male, convention demands that I be addressed as a man and wear an official beard. It is a strange situation, but nothing I cannot handle. When my husband Pharaoh Thutmose II passed on, his son Thutmose III was only 5 years old and too young to rule. I, therefore, took the throne for myself, and I've discovered it suits me exceedingly well. Observe the distant tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Within, my head priest labors at the side of my late husband. Please enter the tomb and help the head priest finish the mummification ceremony.
Hey, don't forget, we can always re-ask any questions we've already brought up. Way to go. Now we'll turn up the heat on this case. Hey, that must be a shred of the secret note Carmen wrote for her thief. Once we find all the pieces of Carmen's note, we'll be able to deduce the thief's hiding spot.
May the gods protect you.
Welcome. Have you come to help me prepare the deceased pharaoh for his mummified voyage to the afterlife?
First we meet a pharaoh with a fake beard. Now we need to make a body into a mummy. This is one strange investigation.
Greetings, strangers. It's just you and me, and of course the mummy. Perhaps you'd like to help. We've been hard at work here, transforming dear Thutmose into a proper mummy for his trip to the afterlife. But all my assistants have run off looking for the thief who stole our Book of the Dead. I can't finish this mummy all by myself. Well, actually, I'm at a loss. As head priest, I rarely have to do the dirty work myself. I'm really more of a mummy manager. So with my helpers gone, I don't know what to do next. Somewhere in this tomb lies a second set of mummy-making instructions. But protocol demands that the head priest, that's me, avoid getting dusty. Luckily, you scruffy-looking visitors look perfect for the search. Ah, You must mean my ceremonial mask. This mask represents Anubis, a fearsome god with the head of a desert jackal. Hardly. Anubis is the god of the dead, who weighs your heart before you enter the underworld. Not precisely. He weighs your heart against the feather of truth to judge your worthiness. After death, the worthy go on to the afterlife, while the evil are gobbled up by the ever-famished monster, Amit. Not exactly. The instructions will help us finish making the mummy, but we'll still need the Book of the Dead afterwards. For now, let's just stick to the mummy making.
Wow, it's dark as a tomb in here. Oh, yeah, we are in a tomb. It's pitch black in here. We need to lighten things up. Did you see those hieroglyphs on the wall? I wonder what they mean. Our time thief was in this tomb and dropped a piece of Carmen's note.
Enough exploring! Are you ready to begin the mummy preparing ceremonies?
We've seen the sights. Okay, pilot, let's start the ceremony. I'll bet Thutmose II looked better when he was ruling 10 million people.
We recently removed the pharaoh's internal organs and packed him in salty natron to dry out. He has had better days.
What do you keep in these jars?
Those are royal canopic jars, where King Thutmose's liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines are quietly resting.
Ugh, sorry I asked.
We cannot enter the final burial chamber until the mummy is wrapped for its journey. Let us wind up our task.
The hieroglyphs on this jar look kind of familiar. Maybe we've seen them somewhere lately.
Correct. The oil keeps the skin soft.
Cool. The hieroglyphs on that jar really do mean oil.
Ah, yes, that's right. This resin-soaked cloth protects the body from air and helps it hold the proper shape. Even in death, a pharaoh must keep up appearances.
Excellent. More genuine hieroglyphs decoded.
This mask is adorned with prayers to protect the mummy's head from evil spirits. Praise the gods! That's our wrap. We still need the Book of the Dead, but for now, let's move the mummy to the final burial chamber.
Whoa, we're in the burial tomb. Let's dig out our thief and recover the Egyptian Book of the Dead. That serious-looking dude is Osiris, the god of the underworld, not the best guy to take a loan from. This slender, ibis-headed individual is Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, a real philosophical sort. This gentleman is Amun-Re, the sun god. Legend has it that every 12 hours, he and the sun rode across the sky in a boat. That's Isis, the mother goddess, who brought the mummified Osiris back to life. This hungry-looking fellow is Anubis, god of death. His jackal head represents the real jackals that roamed Egyptian graveyards. Don't toss him a bone. That's called a sarcophagus. It protected the dead from grave robbers, wild beasts, and evil spirits. The Egyptians prepared for everything. Food and drink were placed in the tombs of the dead for their long journey to the afterlife. This little skiff took the ultimate plunge. It transported the dead to the Egyptian afterlife, called Osiris. These statues are called Ushabtis. They were servants who accompanied the royal dead. All right! That's the final piece of Carmen's note. Let's read it, then use the Chronopedia to figure out her hidden meaning. Once we do, we'll know the spot where our thief is hiding. I'll activate the time cuffs straight away. Once they're active, use them on the hiding spot indicated in Carmen's note. And remember, the Chronopedia can help us figure out what the Carmen note means. Bullseye! Carmen's note pointed to the king of the gods, and that means Amun-Re, the Egyptian sun god. This case is sealed shut. Sir Vile is under wraps, and the Book of the Dead is back on track.
everyone has your aptitude for detective work, so I'd love to put you on the Acme Time Pilot roster. We need time pilots to investigate a variety of cases. Help Christopher Columbus return from the New World by navigating the high sea. Help rebuild Shakespeare's Globe Theater while helping his actors rehearse their verse. Time travel to ancient Japan to help the world's first novelist overcome her writer's block. Learn Native American Sign Language to lead explorers Lewis and Clark west across the Rocky Mountains. All these and many more history mysteries await. If you're up to the challenge, here's how you can join our team. I'd be glad to have you.